There's a huge clarification that's coming from the Trump administration on the H-1B visa announcement that came yesterday. I'm going to give you the clarification straight up top. Remember, they announced a $100,000 fee annually for every H-1B visa application and renewal, right? They also said that if you're out of the country, you will have to pay $100,000 to re-enter the country. There was a lot of panic. Today's clarification from Caroline Levitt, who is the White House press secretary, says, one, $100,000 fee is a one-time petition cost. It is not an annual cost, which is what they had clearly told us yesterday. They have now said it's a one-time cost. Two, it will only apply to new H-1B visa petitions and not to any of the renewals. And this is a really important thing. Current visa holders can travel and re-enter as usual. They will not be asked to pay extra money. And the rule will only take effect in the next lottery cycle, not for those who have already approved or who already have visas that are already approved. This is a really big thing. So I'm telling you again, one, they have said that this is a one-time petition. It's not an annual petition. It will apply only to new positions and not to renewals. Current visa holders can travel and re-enter as usual. Nothing changes. It will take into effect for the next lottery cycle, not for those who are already approved. Now, let's take a look at what happened in the last 24 hours. And this is really negotiations, right, between the US government where they cite out the worst possible outcome and then walk back to the middle a little bit, and sort of you feel a sense of relief. It seems to be the tactic that's being employed because very clearly what happened yesterday was that we had clear information. There was a Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, who had said the fee would apply to both new visas and to renewals and that it will be annual, suggesting that workers will be charged $600,000 over 6 years. Families, we understand, cancelled their trips. People who were overseas or in India rushed back to airports to get back to the country as quickly as possible. Companies issued urgent memos. We understand that companies like Microsoft, for example, and a couple of others put out statements asking their employees to come back quickly if they're out of the country, or not to leave the country at all. Microsoft and JP Morgan told their families to come back quickly. The Indian government reacted also. The Indian Foreign Ministry said the US decision will have humanitarian consequences on families and urged Washington to address that disruption. NASSCOM, which is India's IT lobby, said that this was reckless. They said it was a one-day rollout of recklessness, and that these sudden policy shifts will cause chaos for business professionals and for students. The clarification has now come, and it's a massive rollback of what was said yesterday. But what this actually means is that there's no immediate increased cost if you're a current H-1B holder. Future applicants, mostly Indians, will face the new financial barrier. But we'll have to see how this plays out, because this, under the Trump administration, this is a different government that everyone is dealing with. So it's not the kind of thing where once they say something, that's the final word. You actually have to wait and see how this is actually going to play out. Remember, on the internet, they've come up with the term TACO, which is Trump always chickens out, where he will make this big announcement, but finally when it comes to that last day, playing poker, and effectively it could be a bluff altogether. So the $100,000 fee is no longer annual. That's a powerful signal. But where does this leave that very valuable Indian American community, or the Indian community that lives in the US? Because the messaging, like I said yesterday, is still very, very harsh. And the fact that they're being jerked around in this fashion is not a comfortable place to be for anybody. It just makes everybody, very, very nervous. And we understand, of course, that the Indian government is currently, working on a plan on how to tackle this. But we'll have to sort of keep an eye on it, and I'll bring you every update as soon as we have it. But this is where it is. In the meantime, the Trump administration also put out a clarification that justified why they have done this. They said they have done it to protect US workers, that the H-1B IT worker share went up from 32% to 65% from 2003 till today, which means that it's largely being taken up by the tech industry, and it's raising concerns of unemployment. and several companies approved H-1B visas and then laid off thousands of US employees, and that's the thing that they want to correct, really. So like we said, the Indian government said that there will be humanitarian consequences to families because of this, and so this is something they're going to have to look into closely. So the Trump administration effectively announcing like a massively problematic thing yesterday, rolling it back halfway today. We'll have to see on Monday what really happens, but this is where it is right now.